Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never seen a Hard Knocks show, but you've heard the rumour, the myth, the legend, you're in for a treat. Tonight, for the first time in UK television history, Hard Knocks Boxing will broadcast live on Premier Sports TV in front of one of the best crowds anywhere in this sport. Good evening and welcome along to an historic night at your call here. My name is Andy Kerr and I'm proud to say I'm standing beside the man who made everything you'll see tonight happen. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the godfather of Hard Knocks Boxing, Spencer Fearon. Spencer, it's been a long time coming for you tonight. 2 hard years of banging the drum, telling people all about Hard Knocks. What will people see tonight, and just why is this so different to any other promotion in Britain today?
The reason why we're so different, look at my crowd, man. Look at my Hard Knocks family. That's what makes Hard Knocks so special. And everybody that you see in here, I bet you I know about 90% of them personally. This is all, you're all my family. Everybody in here, this is the energy, this is the passion. And I'm living the dream. And I ain't even got there yet, but I'm getting there because of you guys, man. I love you.
Now, the motto of Hard Knocks Boxing, your motto, Spencer Fearon, is that every fight should be a main event. Every fight should be 50-50. Nobody gets given anything here.
Listen, man, nobody don't get anything here because for the simple reason they don't get, but the fans get. I respect the fans because I love them.
Also with us tonight, let me introduce to everybody here in your call and at home, former British welterweight and light middleweight challenger, Mr. Gary Logan. Gary, boxing fans will know your face. You're a connoisseur of the sport. Why is this so special? Why do you want to be involved? And what do you think of the card tonight?
The card is exceptional, as all Hard Knocks shows have been. They're very competitive fights, and people at home, they're tired of watching mismatches. They want to pay to see 2 guys go at it. And in the long run, this country, this great country of ours, will produce better fighters as a result of this, because they know they have to prepare in the right way. There's no easy matches. They're going to improve. Even if you lose, you still improve. And that's the great thing about it. We're going back to the 40s, 50s and 60s, where fighters used to fight for a world title with 10 or 12 losses, but they were against good fighters and they learnt their craft. And that's what I love about the Hard Knocks.
We have 4 Hard Knocks fights for you tonight, 4 main events. Spencer, talk us through the card tonight. Our first contest, the opening fight of the night. Where would you see Krasnik Chato in action in an opening contest? Talk us through that one. Krasnik, of course, in action tonight.
Wait there. Where's my Albanians at, man? Where my Albanians at, man? You see what I'm trying to say? That is national. That is national passion, my friend. Do you understand? Krasnik Chato started me off at Hard Knocks, and it's fitting for me to have my first TV show and to show the Albanian Eagle in front of all of his Albanian fans, man.
Okay, I think that is enough talking from us. You've heard what Hard Knocks is all about. Let's now get down to ringside. The man that boxing fans have christened the Dark Lord is in his seat. But first, let's go to our commentator for the night, Alex Steedman.
Yes, thanks very much, Andy. Evening, everyone from ringside. The Dark Lord is with me. He's been inside the ring. He's been in the corner, of course. It's a new and unfamiliar situation for Adam Booth tonight. He is in the press seats, mic in hand. How does it feel, Adam?
Yeah, it feels nice. I love boxing, and I love every aspect of it. So this is just a nice little taste for me.
And there's a real culture, isn't there, in boxing at the moment that fights and promoters are making fights that the fans want to see. It's a great time to be a boxing fan.
Yeah, I mean, the sport of boxing, again, is getting back to what it should always have been. There was a period of time when the matches that we had and the matches that were taking place predominantly weren't what fans want to see. And also the unbeaten records were overemphasised. The importance in unbeaten records is wrong. You know, records only exist on paper. As Gary just said in the ring there, it's going to be fights like you see tonight that will make better fighters, and the best fighters will shine through. So hats off to Spencer for persevering with what he did. You know, I just realised listening to Spencer then that there's a very fine line between being a boxing promoter and being a politician.
And what you'll get used to is the noise as well tonight. It's always like a cauldron at the York Hall. There's not many finer places to come and watch the sport.
These things are like the boxing version of the vuvuzela that was in the World Cup.
The old clappers we've got here tonight.
If fans want to know what a racket is that we like or anything, it's this thing here, and they bang it. And again, another idea from Spencer to create an atmosphere. Take
it looks like a fan. You can use that if it gets hot as well. But you know, any night when Choi Swing Purev is on the card, you're going to see some action. So let's buckle up, because the first of 4 fights are coming up. Andy, it's over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, making his way to the ring from Birmingham, Terry Carruthers.
It's the big ring walk for Birmingham man Terry Carruthers, coming from the same homeland as middleweight star Matt Macklin, of course. He arrived here ringside very early indeed to get a feel for the place. He's a big ass tonight with the Albanian support for Kreshnik Chatel, but he looks, Adam Booth, as though he's bang up for the job.
He looks like a strong kid, yeah, and you know, Spencer doesn't make fights for guys that don't want to fight, so whether we know him or not, I think we know what to expect.
And now, please welcome the Albanian Eagle, Kreshnik Chatel!
Well, it's a sensational atmosphere and welcome for the Albanian Eagle, Kreshnik Chatel, hailing from Albania, relocated to Wembley, and I think half of North London, Adam, is here tonight.
It seems like all of the Albanians in London are here. It's this atmosphere, you know, I've been at the York Hall for many boxing occasions, and I've been fortunate enough to be involved in some real exciting nights here, and the noise that these guys are making is quite exceptional. There's a few empty seats, but it doesn't seem to matter.
I tell you what, the United Nations themselves could probably take a leaf out of Spencer Fearon's group, because it's a multicultural experience here. And Kreshnik Chatel, who has been hard matched and hard fought early in his career, and probably out of luck when he lost in May to Gary Bolden controversially by 1 point. Bolden moving on to face Billy Joe Saunders. Kreshnik Chatel looking to get back on that scene this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first contest of the evening is a super middleweight bout, scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds, sponsored by MJ Entertainment. Please welcome, first of all, in the red corner, wearing blue, he weighed 11 stone, 7 pounds at yesterday's weigh-in, representing Birmingham, Terry Carruthers. And across the ring in the blue corner, wearing red and black, yesterday's weigh-in, he weighed 12 stone with a record of 25 wins and 8 defeats. The former WBF middleweight champion of the world, the Albanian Eagle, Kreshnik Chatel. Your referee for this contest is Mr. Ian John Lewis.
Well, you can hardly hear yourself thinking here. It is absolutely phenomenal. In the balcony, down ringside, what an inhospitable climate for Terry Carruthers to try and go about his day job.
He didn't seem to be too bothered about it when he was getting jeered by the Albanians. Fighting Kresnik's not enough for him. He had to turn around and get the crowd on his back even more.
Well, he looks up for it, doesn't he? And talk about hard matched. He has won 9, lost 9, but it doesn't tell the full story in truth. He's been up against the likes of improving Brian Rose and Stephen O'Meara, the new Southern Area champ as well. Ian John Lewis it is who brings the fighters together. Spencer Fearer takes off his promotional hat and now in the corner alongside Kresnik Chato.
Spencer might get criticised being a control freak if he keeps doing all the jobs.
Well, the eagle has landed. Will he land on Carruthers? We're about to find out. I think a loss of footing early on from Chato, who just backed up, but Carruthers looking to slam home the advantage and a statement of intent in the opening seconds.
Yeah, he's letting his hands go very early on. You know, he's not waiting to see what Kresnik's going to do. He's just decided to take the fight to him. So it's going to be interesting to see how Kresnik reacts to that.
There's no doubt, Adam, that there has been in the last decade a sort of trend between whether it's pundits or boxing fans or whoever to almost look down upon losing records, but often a record doesn't tell a story, and I think that's the case with Carruthers.
Yeah, when you look at the record, anybody in boxing knows the first thing, if you see a kid with an unbeaten record, you look at it, see if he's fought anyone. And it doesn't matter if somebody's got a record where they've lost 9 or 10 fights, you always look at who they've fought, how they've lost. You look at the fighter and not what's written down on the piece of paper.
I'm telling you, you can look at the face of Terry Carruthers and it is full of intent.
He's landed some heavy jabs. Kresnik's not moving his head out the way and he's not really protecting it. And so Carruthers keeps landing that straight left hand every time he prods it out.
Well, there's no doubt that Carruthers comes into this in a bit of confidence. He beat Martin Robbins on points over 6 last time out. He didn't lose a round. Robbins had previously only lost 1 of 8, so that was a real confidence builder for the Birmingham man.
This is a 6th rounder. Kresnik still looks patient. He knows he has time. He knows he's going to see what Carruthers is doing.
And what he's doing is swinging. Missed with a couple of wild hooks. You can see that Chato is looking to loop that right hand over the left lead whenever he can.
This fight's going to settle down. Carruthers is going to have to settle down from the energy he put into the first minute. So this is when the opportunity may start arising for Kresnik Chato.
Well, Kresnik Chato, you see down his trunks very much the national colours. He is sponsored by an energy drink as well, and I suspect after a pretty ferocious first round he could do with a dose of that.
It looks like Carruthers might have nicked it from him at the start.
It's been a good positive start for the inverted commas away fighter.
I think early on in tonight, and we've watched some of the bouts already, that we know that there's not really any such thing as an away fighter on these shows.
Final few seconds of a fairly frenetic first round. First fight of the night on Premier Sports, and it might just be that Carruthers nicked it.
I agree with you. He started the first half of that round, landed a lot of shots. Kresnik's trying to find his way back into it, but I agree with you. Carruthers wins that first round.
Well, maybe just regroup and think again for Kresnik Chato, who He did stumble early, but I think it was only a loss of footing.
Yeah, I think Carruthers was going to start the fight in the same manner, regardless of whether Cheto had stumbled or not.
Well, Kresnik Chato has been in with some top fighters. He's only been stopped twice, and you look down at that list, Scott Dan in Plymouth some 8 years ago. Of course, he went on to win British Commonwealth titles, and Gary Lockett as well, would you believe, who challenged for the world middleweight title as well. He's looking to move in that direction himself. Manchester lost the opener and he's under pressure in the second.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to find a way to deal with the jab when Carruthers throws the jab, because he was stopping it with his face in the first round, and he started the second round the same way. So he's going to have to decide how he's going to deal with the jab and the attack of Carruthers and get his shots off.
Oh, there's just a desire in the Birmingham man as well, Adam, isn't there? He's front foot, he's focused, he's intent, and he definitely wants this.
Yeah, but there's ways to control that type of energy as well, and just standing there and letting them get their shots off without catching on the way isn't necessarily a good thing. Besik's going to have to let his hands go as Carruthers comes in.
Trying to do that. It was a short uppercut to the body as Carruthers came in. Reminder, Carruthers in the blue shorts if you need identification. The Albanian black and red for Chato. 33 years old now, the Eagle.
Run a little bit low from Chato there, did stray a bit low.
Carruthers backing off, and a moment of anguish for him. To be fair, he didn't take too much off, and another one that was right on the belt line.
Yeah, fired up Carruthers there. He felt that I think Chato took a bit of a liberty.
And a brief lull of the action midway through the second. What is it that Chato has to do to tame this Carruthers charge?
Well, Chato's obviously not going to move onto the back foot. He's planted his leg in the floor, so when Carruthers comes at him, Chato's got to let his hands go as Carruthers goes to punch. Otherwise, he's going to get beaten to the punch. And because he's not moving back from Carruthers' attacks, really, he did it for the first time there. But because he's not really looking to move back, he's going to have to let his hands go as Carruthers comes in.
You get the sense he might just have been surprised by the front foot ferocity of Terry Carruthers, who is giving up the advantages in height, just and reach as well.
I don't think Carruthers' style is a surprise to anyone here. This is obviously how the kid fights, and so you have to prepare mentally accordingly.
Well, messy around, perhaps more difficult to score as we head inside the final 30.
I think the end of this round is vital. I still have Carruthers probably nicking it.
And he's the one looking to get on the front foot, and perhaps just a busy. I think he's throwing more leather.
And that's what he's doing at the moment. He's tucking up, coming in, throwing his shots. And I think I have that 2 rounds to Carruthers.
End of round 2. Maybe a little scrappier, more difficult for the judges. Well, the judge, and of course, Ian John DeLewis it is. Featured on ringside just the other day, a day in the life of the referee. And he's back to the proper job. And I wonder how he scored that second round. Here's some of the action. You could see that Carruthers was looking to mix it up, head to body. He's got a slight nick on the inside of the nose.
Yeah, it's nothing serious. You get things like that in sparring, so that's not going to trouble him. And he looks fresh. He's not breathing heavily. He looks calm, and it looks like this is the fight that he wanted it to be.
He's already fought 3 times in 2011, Terry Carruthers. He has been a busy fighter by and large. He fought 9 times last year, would you believe?
So he is, I think, what we call fighting fit.
He certainly looks it. And by our scorecards, it looks like he's in front.
Okay. Chato got his jab off at the start of the round. looked a bit more purposeful behind it. But it's going to take more than a jab to keep Carruthers off.
I think there might be a few more now. He just caught Carruthers a couple of times coming in. There was a left hook as Chato was backing into the corner. He has won 25 of 33, Chato. He knows how to win, and this is a must-win. He's looking to get back into that sort of title contention. He knows the Billy Joe Saunders fight in November could have been his, and that's exactly where he wants to get back to.
Yeah, he looks like he's trying to impose himself at the start of this third round as well. He's not waiting too long. It looks like he's getting his shots off just that little bit quicker.
And in a 6-round fight, Adam, does pacing come into it at all?
No, you know, I mean, you should be fit for whatever distance that you're fighting. I don't like 4-round fights because they make guys rush too much at the start. Whereas a 6-round fight, you can take your time if you want to see what the guy's going to do in the first round. Kresnik, like I said, does seem now to be getting off his shots, and it's going to be interesting to see if Carruthers now keeps attacking him while Kresnik's letting his hands go.
Yeah, I think Kresnik Chato, he just landed a couple of left hands. There was a short left hook that just encouraged Teddy Carruthers to hold. And just managing to time the onrush now, it looks like, Chato.
Yeah, Carruthers now, he's making a big step when he goes to jab, and he's sort of making that jab a bit obvious. So Chato should be able to counter that in the first couple of rounds. Carruthers' jab was coming out a bit fresher, so it was coming out quicker from the arm, but now you can see he's going to make the move forward. Good shot there, though.
Yeah, Carruthers back on the front foot, and just as the Albanian support were beginning to rouse and raise and cheer their man, they had gone quiet briefly, only briefly. Closing seconds of the third.
I think this round is there for Chato to take by finishing well in his last few seconds. That was a good shot.
Yeah, that was an uppercut as Carruthers came forward, and he is just timing things better now, Chato, and it looks like the cleaner work might have been his.
Yeah, no, I think without a doubt that was Chato's round, and he started to catch Carruthers as he was coming in. You know, like I said, Carruthers was rushing him, swarmed the first 2 rounds. Chato started the round positively, established the jab early, and then started catching him while he was coming in, and that's what really controlled that round for him.
Might just be a point in it on our scorecards, but you never know. It's been so tight.
The second round was, I mean, I think we agreed that the first round was Carruthers, the third round was Chato. The second round could have gone either way, but I think we both agreed that it was for Carruthers.
And again, the Albanian fans who've come in force down from North London and Wembley.
Chato looks composed.
Into the fourth. What next? Just maybe Chato getting a foothold in the fight. Can he grab it by both gloves?
Let these first 20 seconds settle down, and we'll probably see how the round's going to develop.
Again, you can see Chato looking for that short uppercut on the inside as Carruthers was coming forward.
Yeah, again, he lunging in with that jab, and if Chato can see it coming and get out of the way of it, then he can see it coming and be able to counter it. So we'll see. He needs to be able to do that. He needs to catch him when he's coming in.
Well, he's loved by these fans, and he has a special place in the affectionate Spencer Theatre as well, Kresnik Chato. He was the first fighter that Hard Knock signed. He was on their first bill. A bit like Cappy Duva always pays homage to Thomas Adamek, and so it is that Theatre is always quick to compliment Kresnik Chato.
Yeah, I've known of Kresnik Chato for years, and I've seen him box at Empire Leicester Square a few times. I've seen him, so I first saw him a long time ago. He was always strong and he could always fight. But tonight, he needs to let his right hand go when Carruthers tries to lunge in with the jab. He needs to throw that right hand as he's lunging in to catch him. But he's actually ducking underneath it and not looking to put the shot over.
10 years as a pro now. Oh, there was a low one from Carruthers. That was just above the knee.
That's one apiece.
Scores level. What about the scores on the cards that matter though? And that scorecard of Ian John Lewis, a scrappier fourth round.
Kresnik's allowing it to become scrappy. He's got to free up that right hand. That's a good one. But he's got to catch him with that right hand as he tries to lunge in. Carruthers, like I said now, is staying in there with his sheer tenacity because technically he's making a lot of mistakes with that big lunge forward with the jab.
And he was happier to stay up close there briefly. I think he was just clipped on the way in once again by Chatto.
Yeah, when guys get caught long or get caught coming in, the safest place for them to be is up close.
And Ricky Hatton was always brilliant at that, wasn't he?
Ricky was a world-class inside fighter with world-class body shot, so that's where he wanted to be. I think Carruthers at the moment wants to be there to try and smother the shots that are coming at him when he's moving in, but he's coming back into this round.
And both attempted the ducking jab at the same time.
Carruthers doesn't want this to be a boxing match. He wants it to be a close-up fight where he can possibly negate some of Chatto's boxing skills. That was a good shot. That right hand that I was saying.
Finally, the big right hand from Chatto. And there's no doubt Carruthers was unbalanced, and it may be that Chatto might just have screwed things up.
He took it though. He took the shot and came back punching. So full credit to Carruthers. It was a solid shot. I think another close round, but probably in cleanness of work, I'd give it to Chatto. Carruthers stayed in there really with effort, but without anything clean. So I guess I have that 2 apiece.
2 more rounds to go. Very, very tight. All up for grabs. No doubt Kresnik Chatto, he lost 2 of his 3, albeit one maybe controversially last time out, but this maybe he was short on a little confidence coming into this. I'll tell you what, Adam, he's not short on home support though.
He's not, no. I think Chatto just needs to impose himself now on this fight. He needs to be positive with his counters and positive with the shots as Carruthers is coming in. If he allows Carruthers to smudge his work and get close and make this a close round and even nick the round, then Carruthers is going to carry that energy into the last round and the fight's going to get harder. So I think Chatto needs to start this round positive and purposefully.
15-20 Food Albanian flag being draped down the balcony here at the York Hall, Bethnal Green.
That might be to intimidate Ian John Lewis a little bit.
Well, he's been marking his card and he's not had to interrupt them or break them too often.
You see, Chatto looks fresh. He looked fresh in between rounds. He wasn't breathing heavily. Carruthers looked a little bit more tired, but he's got to use that freshness to let his shots go.
Terry Carruthers did draw with Liam Smith, one of the Smith brothers, a couple of years ago over 4. He has had it pretty tough, and he's hanging tough in there tonight because there's no hiding place whatsoever.
Carruthers knows what it's like to take a shot and to keep fighting. And again, I take my hat off to him. But this is a pivotal moment in the fight now.
And you get the impression both fighters sense that because they really are putting it in now. These are the hard yards.
And Carruthers is the one that they wanted to hold on after that exchange that happened for about 10 seconds. So very critical time.
Yeah, it's a good point. He's just been creeping into his work, which has become a little more untidy. You cannot fault the effort. Who can just provide that technical difference maybe? The finer, the left hook. Oh, big left hook, and Chatto took it well.
He took it well, but as far as the referee's concerned, he took it.
Scoring punch indeed. Inside the final minute of the penultimate round.
It's an intriguing fight because it really is in the balance, and it's going to probably be in the balance until the end.
Good
strong jab, but he's got to do something with that now. He can't just rely on that jab to stop Carruthers, because it's not when he can smell a victory.
And it was just about the first double jab we've seen so far in the evening. Chato has a big long look up at the balcony to see his home fans.
Again, Chato's just slow in getting that right hand off. The round is there to be won, but it's nearly over.
It is, closing seconds.
Good heavy jab.
And both landed at the same time. Tired legs at the end of the fifth, and that was a very, very difficult round for Ian John Lewis to score.
I'm not too sure I like commentating. That's a hard one to call. I enjoyed that round a lot. There was a pivotal moment after an exchange, and it looked like Carruthers was the one that wanted that exchange to end and just try and take the best out of the round by holding after. But then Chato didn't do anything either. You can see there, just a lot of tenacity. They broke off. I don't know. I think for me, it was a hell of an even round, that one.
Tight one, which means final round coming up, and it must be up for grabs.
I'll put you on the spot. Who did you give that last round to? You can make it 10-10 if you want.
I thought it was a 10-10 round. I find it difficult to split them. Good start by Chato, and then the eye-catching punches later on from Carruthers.
So I think we're agreed. We both have it dead even coming into the last round. What a treat.
Well, this is just for starters as well, folks. There's plenty more coming up tonight here on Premier
Solid jab
Sports.
from Carruthers right at the start there. Chato felt those.
He's just had the occasional disconsolate look over Carruthers' shoulder. He lands the big right hand again.
Again, that was that right hand over the jab, but he hasn't thrown it anywhere near enough for that punch to help him control this fight. You know, there is a I'm going to stop talking here because this is going to heat up. But, you know, there is a case for a fighter not to throw the same shot too many times because it comes predictable and then you get countered. But Chato's got nowhere near that with that right hand. There is still many more he could have thrown.
Who's done enough? Who's done the most in the eyes of referee Ian John Lewis? And there's still 2 minutes to go.
With Carruthers, it's really the energy that he's putting into his attacks that are impressive. You know, he has landed some clean shots as well, whereas Chato's trying to only land the clean shots and is putting energy into it only when he's forced to. But again, I think like the last round, really pivotal moment in the fight as far as we're concerned.
Yoko Bethel Green has been a happy ground for Kreshnik Chato. He's been here 8 times and he's won on 6 occasions. Well, this one is right in the balance.
What a fight and what a treat. Carruthers there just trying to get his breath and his composure back. I think Chato should have taken advantage of that moment there. It was obvious that Carruthers was looking for a rest.
He backed off.
Got himself back together where he can now build up the next attack.
Just about the first spell of Chato boxing at distance. He landed a couple of jabs on the gloves.
And I think that was because Carruthers decided to take the breather, so Carruthers created the distance. Good body shot there from Chato.
And once again, Carruthers moving in close. Who can blame him?
Whoever wins this, I'd be more than happy to see this one again.
Amen to that. I think we'll need a rest first. Can anyone make a statement in the final half minute of the fight? It might just be an eye-catching punch that could seal it, Adam, as well.
Yeah, I think I prefer Chato's work in this last round. For his sake, he may be disappointed that he didn't do what he's doing now earlier in the fight.
Managed to duck away from the swinging left hook. And there the bell sounds. Referee gives it to Kreshnik Chato. It must have been tight. It was a terrifically close contest, and it's the Albanian fans who are singing.
To be honest, like I said, that last round I preferred Chato's work because it was clean at the end. So I probably have it by 1 point. And I think you agree. So I don't know how you had that last round. So I'll be interested to see what the judges call. A round of applause though for that kid there. He deserves all the respect for making such a hell of a fight.
And he says thank you to the crowd who applauds Terry Carruthers. Not for the first time. He has put it all into the ring, and again, not for the first time, he's emerged without a win. But he ran Pesnik Chato oh so close. We'll have the official referee's scorecard coming up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers. Your official verdict from referee Mr. Ian John Lewis. After 6 rounds of boxing, your winner by 59 points to 56, the Albanian Eagle, Pesnik Chato.
Well, you can hardly hear yourself here ringside. 3 rounds in the end, Adam. Sometimes the scorecards don't always tell the full story of a fight.
Was it 2 rounds or 3 rounds? I thought it was
59-56.
That's it. If it was 3 rounds, that's a bit harsh. Right? I had it by 1. There was 1 round there where we think it could have gone 2. But again, it was one of those fights where it all depends on how you're viewing it. I mean, a loss is a loss. So for others, it doesn't matter whether it was 1 point or 10 points. A loss is a loss. But I just think it seems a bit unfair on the kid because the fight was a lot closer than the 3 points. But for me, I had Chato winning by 1.
Fantastic scrap it was. A very, very close affair. It is the first of our 4 fights. Next up, we've got Simon O'Donnell, Ty Mitchell, and that promises to be another belter. Well, we'll bring you that next bout shortly live here. The York Hall Bethnal Green, stinging atmosphere, rousing occasion, the first of Hard Knocks on Premier Sports, and plenty more to come.
Krajnik, that was a heck of a way to start the first ever Hard Knocks show on Premier Sports TV. How did it feel to be in the ring there?
Well, no fight is easy. First thing, I have to thank all of my supporters, especially Spencer Farron and my sponsor, William Droji. It's great to fight on these supporters here. To be honest, it was a hard fight, but I wasn't accepting like this. Usually I fight 10 rounds, 12 rounds, but this is more harder than 10 and 12 rounds. Sometimes you have to feel 100% ready for that fight.
It should be hard. You know your promoter's motto, everything should be 50-50. You've won the WBF title at middleweight. What would you like to do now? What's your ambition? What would you like to do in front of all of these Albanian fans?
Well, all boxers have a passion, which means that having in mind to do something. But for me, it's better to go English title first. And I spoke to my sponsor, Ulin Droci, which is in Albania, is promised me to do bigger than after the English title. So first, how I said before, I have to spend Hard Knock Boxing, which is Spencer Farron promotion, and his staff behind him.
Let's bring in Spencer Farron. Spencer, what a way to kick off your first ever professional televised contest. How proud were you there?
It was an excellent fight. I want to hear a big thank you to Carruthers. He come down to fight, man. Let's hear it for that guy, man. He come to fight. Big up John Pegg. You know what I mean? Big up Dave Coolwell. It was a very, very good fight. Velo, my man. You know what I mean? We're rocking and shocking. And look, the house is sold out. Where my Albanians at, man? Where my Albanians at?
Spencer, let's sort of cut through this man sells tickets, which helps a heck of a lot for someone like you. What can you do with him now with a fan base like this?
Listen, man, don't think like we just come. We've been doing this for 2 years. Me and Chris have been doing this for 2 years. You know what I mean? The fans have been behind us. I love the fans most dearly. And we're going to do bigger and better things. We've got a couple of things coming up right now. And you know, it's Hard Knocks for life, man. Where my Hard Knocks people at, man?
Well, the fans are happy, and we're going to move on to our next. Promises to be a cracker, this as well. Simon O'Donnell up against Ty Mitchell in middleweight.
Simon O'Donnell and Ty Mitchell is a battle between two fighters determined to prove they belong with the middleweight elite.
He's a bit of a mystery man in the middleweight division. You know, give him activity, give him like half dozen contests under his belt, and I would put him with any middleweight in the country. He's that good.
Both will be boosted by big support.
Sold a hell of a lot of tickets. You got a message to your fans?
I've got a few. I think a lot of them are coming to see me lose.
Son of former pro Clifton Mitchell, Ty has all the slick skills, but he promises he will not take a back seat to the Fighting Irishman.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about him, never seen him fight again. I've got to respect his record. His record says he's not a mug. So I've trained hard, not left no stones unturned. I have to just respect the record. You never underestimate anyone, you know what I mean? So
two guys hungry, both believing that they can win, they're coming to win. So they can fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, making his way to the ring right now from Derby, Ty Mitchell.
Ty Mitchell then makes his way to the ring, the Derby man. He's got a huge fan base. Hyper, they call him. And a southpaw who's looking to make a name for himself this evening. He's only 20 years old. He turns 21 in just a few weeks' time. And although a relative novice with 3 wins in 4 fights, he looks ready for the occasion. This just the sort of win that could push him up the table.
Simon O'Donnell's a Royal School fighter. He comes from the Dell Youth Club. Ty Mitchell's a southpaw, but I don't think that's going to bother Mr. O'Donnell because he grew up sparring with guys like James DeGale. So it's going to be it shouldn't be a contest where the orthodox fighter is paralysed by the southpaw style. It's going to be very interesting.
And now representing Galway and Ireland, the Fighting Irish, Slick Simon O'Donnell.
The Galway man Simon O'Donnell has brought as many tonight to the York Hall as Leslie Chatto did earlier on. He's got half of the Irish community here. I think half of the building trade have come as well. He's got plenty of friends, family, supporters, and by all accounts when he fights abroad, and he's done plenty of that with experience over in the United States where he's learned his trade at places like the Blue Horizon and Madison Square Garden, he often pays for plenty of those fans to go over and watch him fight. He's back on home soil and he's looking to move himself forward.
Can we give him some credit for the choice of ring entrance music as well, as an important thing for a fighter?
The Slick Fighting Irish he goes by, up against Hyper Ty Mitchell, and it's about to unfold.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a middleweight bout scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds, sponsored by Box Fresh Water. Please welcome, first of all, in the red corner, wearing purple, he weighs 11 stone 6 ounces, from Derby, Ty Mitchell. And across the ring in the blue corner, wearing green, he also weighs 11 stone 6 ounces, originally from Galway and Ireland, but now boxing out of Philadelphia, USA, the Fighting Irish, Slick Simon O'Donnell. Your referee for this contest is Jeff Hines.
That's all right, come on!
Gentlemen, Come a bit closer. 6 rounds or less. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck. Touch gloves.
Jeff Hines with the final instructions. We're ready to go. Middleweight, both bang on the 160. Oh, the 11 stone 6 limit. Emerald green, you have Simon O'Donnell. And the bright purple of Ty Mitchell, the southpaw. Always intriguing watching a southpaw, and it was a lead right hook there from Mitchell, who looks to be starting confidently. Adam is looking to establish centre ring.
He had to throw that right hook because the position of O'Donnell's left hand is taking his jab off him. You know, he's taking the jab off Mitchell very quickly. So Mitchell had to jump in with that right hook, and it'll be interesting to see now if he makes him start to jump in, then maybe O'Donnell can let the straight right hand go.
Good-looking guy, Simon O'Donnell. He did have a bit of time out the ring, 2.5 years, in fact. He's boxed in some of the big gigs in the States, and he's back looking to establish himself in the middleweight picture.
Interesting. Mitchell wants to keep it long. He doesn't want to overcommit. He wants to try and find long shots. So O'Donnell's going to have to find an answer for that. And that straight right hand could be it.
Right hand, straight right hand, always the money punch against the southpaw. Ty Mitchell has got quite a wide stance, Adam.
He has, yes, and he's a relative novice as well. O'Donnell's got some pedigree. You know, he came, like I said, he came from the Dale Youth Amateur Boxing Club, so he would have sparred with James DeGale, he would have sparred with George Groves. He's been in there with a lot of good fighters, a lot of good operators from the amateurs, so he's going to probably give Mitchell problems that he hasn't seen before.
And he's perhaps seen a very, very slick southpaw in the family as well. He's a cousin of John O'Donnell, the former Commonwealth welterweight champion. I don't know if they sparred once or twice in their childhood.
Yeah, and that seemed to hit, from where I was sitting, that seemed to just hit him on the belly and he lost his balance. But of course, a punch landed, so the referee can call it a knockdown. But for me, it seemed to, he had his back to me, but it looked like he hit him in the solar plexus.
Strange incident. It looked as though O'Donnell had landed a right to the body himself, but whether the legs tangled, whether there was a punch, we'll get a chance to look on that at the end of the round.
Well, that's going to give Mitchell some confidence, so that's just probably made this first round harder for O'Donnell, and he's going to lose the round 10-8, so he should use the rest of the round just to try and take that confidence away from Mitchell, because Mitchell's confidence is flying at the moment.
This hit the punch as he was looking to unload himself.
It was a good right hand that O'Donnell landed there, though.
It's a horrible moment for O'Donnell, just as it looked as though he was getting a foothold in the round. And what a start for Ty Mitchell.
I'd like to see what caused that knockdown, because to me it looked like it hit him on the chest, and it wasn't really a shot that bothered him from where we were sitting. He lost his balance, but of course a punch landed and he went down, so technically it's a knockdown, and that's a 10-8 round.
Well, he looks to be brimming in confidence anyway, Ty Mitchell. Now watch the feet as well.
I need to see that again. It wasn't to the body. It looked like there was there was nothing. It was just his feet.
It looked like he was off balance, and
that's harsh on the kid. That's harsh to lose a 10-8 round like that.
There was a skiffing right hand as he was going backwards, but it looked as though he was already off balance. So tough that for Simon O'Donnell, and now he's got to regroup and press on.
But he's got to stay with his game plan. What the game plan that he has for this fight, he mustn't let that one incident make him feel hurried. He has to stick to what his game plan was originally. And of course, we have to score the fight as the referee would score it as well. And he gave that a knockdown. So that's going to be a 10-8 round, harshly for O'Donnell, but it is a 10-8 round for Mitchell. So he now needs to carefully pick his way back into this fight.
Lovely left hand there from Mitchell as well.
That right hand though, a novice mistake again from Mitchell. And O'Donnell will know how to capitalise. He's just got to stop that left hand landing.
And he's definitely, O'Donnell, trying to throw punches and bunches now. He's not just throwing the jab, he's looking to follow it up with the right as well.
And he's making up for that lost round, because technically without a knockdown he has to win the next 2 rounds just to make it even. And he's certainly setting about the job. But that straight right hand, you know, Mitchell comes in quite high up, very upright. You can see from his long neck and his long limbs. So when he comes in to let his shots go, his head's going to be up in the air. So just the straight right hand down the pipe will catch him as he comes in.
He's showing professionalism, Simon O'Donnell here. He's a nightmare start for him. It looks as though he's working himself back into it.
Yeah, he's over that. Right, there you go again. There's that. Kid leaves his head up, so he throws that straight right hand on him. Now O'Donnell's experience is telling here. Mitchell looks like he has something about him, but he's making some novice mistakes here.
The referee Jeff Hines just warming O'Donnell. I think he's suggesting he's throwing the shoulder after the punch, but
again, experience.
There's no doubt the time Mitchell's probably enjoying being up against a genuine middleweight. He's been giving up plenty of weight against super middles and heavier opponents, so he might just be finding things easier this evening.
He's not finding this easy at the moment though. Simon's getting into this. He's definitely getting into this, and he's having success. And at the moment, Mitchell's not finding an answer for what he's doing. He's going to let that right hand go again. There you go.
Big right hand as well it was from Simon O'Donnell.
He's basically doing to a southpaw what a southpaw likes doing to an orthodox fighter, and that's punishing him with the straight backhand. And that's what you need to do with a southpaw. You've got to be a mirror image. So to take away what they're used to doing.
Cheeky short left hand in there from Ty Mitchell, though again it looked as though there was a tangling of the feet.
Always happens when you have southpaws and orthodox.
Inside the final few seconds then of the second. It looks as though O'Donnell might well have recovered here some of the ground.
And Mitchell showing confidence, but he's lost this round up until this moment.
Nice to evade that swinging punch, Mitchell. He might have just conceded some ground overall.
Yet another absorbing contest though. Simon O'Donnell was showing his experience, stayed composed after that unfortunate first round, and got off that straight right hand. And he did it as a lead, and he also did it as a counter. So there's two straight right hands, but in different fashions going at Mitchell. O'Donnell's definitely on the ascendancy at the moment.
And you see some of the footage, that short right hand. He's definitely sort of meter, isn't he, Simon O'Donnell? He's very much the orthodox fighter here.
Yeah, you can see he's got grade. There were two right hands. One was a counter, and one was thrown at exactly the same time. So he just demonstrated two different ways of throwing right hands against a southpaw. So definitely, Simon's going to suss out this kid's style, and so it's how Mitchell then responds.
Jim McDonald in the corner of Simon O'Donnell, vastly experienced of course, Jimmy, former fighter himself, trainer of James DeGale. And I suspect the instructions would have been more of the same, if he can, Simon. Well, he's just taking massive punches.
He mustn't trade now. Simon mustn't trade because that hurt him. So this kid's going to be confident coming forward. Simon's got to be cagey. That was a great left hand from Mitchell.
And he followed it up as well, Ty Mitchell. He found the target a couple of times. And O'Donnell's head was snapped back, the spray sent beyond the canvas.
Simon's gone straight back to his boxing, which is good. He caught him with a lovely little counter right hand, but he's got to make sure that the effects of that shot aren't with him. I'm sure down now, so he's going to get a little breather.
Yeah, maybe that's just what's required for both fighters, because
I don't think Mitchell wanted that then until that right hand landed, but I think Mitchell wanted to try and capitalise on stunning O'Donnell, because he definitely did. But again, the experience that Simon O'Donnell has showed there. He managed to cope with that little crisis.
If the fight becomes scrappy and a little wild, who do you think that suits?
I don't think this fight will become scrappy. I think it's in both kids' natures to box clean. They may fall together because they're southpaw and orthodox, but I think they're always going to go back to what you see now. They're going to want to pick clean shots. Simon's got to stop that left hand landing because Mitchell's now on the ascendancy.
Several eye-catching punches coming from the youngster Ty Mitchell.
They've kind of nullified each other's jabs. The jabs are really there to set up the other thing. So it's now who's landing that straight back hand, and that's going to make this a bit more absorbing.
It just looked as though Mitchell was making O'Donnell miss and then catching him with a right hook and the left hand again.
Good left hand. He actually hooked that quite short as well as Simon lunged in. You called it right, you said that this kid Mitchell's been matched heavily with bigger guys and that may be serving him well here.
Appearances can be deceptive. Never judge boxers by the cover of the book. He's tall, thin, quite lanky for a middleweight Ty Mitchell, but the eye-catching punches have come from the Derby man in this round.
He just took a clean shot and that had an effect. Now Simon can definitely grab this round if he applies the shots neatly.
He's under pressure, Mitchell.
And this is inexperience showing now. He's showing out to Simon that he's all over the place. If Simon just stays calm and picks his shots, he can make it count. That was the inexperience of Mitchell showing there.
He was in close.
Oh, body shot.
Big body shot.
Left hook.
And it's all O'Donnell. He senses his moment. And it looks as though his Ty Mitchell is tiring.
Mitchell needs this belt at the moment. He needed that.
Well, a massive, massive round that appeared initially to be going the way of Ty Mitchell. And he gets a rollicking from his father, Clifton. Well, he might, because that round was under control, and then it was a surge. It was a re-raise from O'Donnell, who gambled in the last minute.
Now, this is a classic example now of Ryan Kibbard experiences. We're looking at the replay here, and that's John in a whole heap of trouble. But he showed his composure from coming back from a little mini crisis to establishing a heavy control in that round. And I give that round to John O'Donnell because apart from that mini crisis,